Making a documentary is not easy, to say the least. So what happens with anything, any movies, you have an idea of what you want to do, and you put a rough cut together, and then you watch it and realize how bad it is. And then what you do is you kind of, rearrange and you cut things and you rearrange and cut things. I think the final film was like our 10th cut, which is nuts.
10th final cut.
Yes.
Not including the 10 rough cuts.
Oh man, it was bad. But one of the scenes that I think remained the most intact was the scene with Tikka 4.
Yeah.
So we made it to our placement. We are in Tikka 4, which is the name of this settlement, and the ride over here was crazy. But for the most part, everyone was pretty happy. They seemed excited about starting this new life and getting their new home and getting their placement. They've traveled for so long to get to this point, and they spent time in the reception center, and now they finally got their placement. So there was like a lot of optimism on the ride over here.
Our purpose is to be able to show viewers back home, what does it look like to start all over again? And this is the first place where they set feet down on the ground again.
Yeah.
They've run from their homes, and this is the first place they find a little bit of respite. And so we found it really important that if we're going to explore how amazing this community is that started this school, we have to know where they came from first.
Yeah.
So that was a huge part of our effort.
Yeah. I think, you got the phone call, like, given the green light to go, and then Sam and Donnie went the next day.
Yep.
There just seems to be like a lot of people, and I think the problem is the list that is for the bus is comprised of people who get ration cards, but they're family-based. So if your family has 4 people, then you get 1 ration card.
And we didn't hear back from them for like a full day. We had no clue what was going on. And they said it was an incredible experience. And Don was like dead set. He wanted to build a tent, and he wanted to like go through the steps one by one with these refugees.
That was actually something that he had decided he wanted to do early on.
I think before we left, that's what he wanted to do.
I want to get a kit, and I want to set it up with the refugees so I can experience what they go through.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
But the way that people here do it is they usually just sleep outside for the first night or stay with relatives because the process of building a home takes a lot of time. It was kind of cool to see the community come together to like help us out.
And so Sam was our director of photography, and so we knew he would capture some awesome content.
Yeah.
He said, all right, you and Don go do this thing. Don, take Caleb's little vlogging camera and capture some of it for yourself, but Sam, like, shoot whatever happens.
Yeah.
We want this to feel like it's real and it's unfolding in front of us. And so Sam got some of the best footage for the entire doc on the back of that truck heading in.
And in those shots, you really feel like you're there.
Yeah.
And I think Sam did a really good job of capturing that essence of like what it is to just ride on the back of this shaky and with the shot of the kid in the back of the truck, and then even like the unloading and people like coming off. That shots we use over and over again in the documentary.
Yeah. And then I think really once they actually landed on the ground, Don went after it, and he was like, all right, what's it look like to start over here? What does it look like to begin a new journey?
Right.
And so he started asking people, like, are you happy to be here? What's it feel like to finally be at a place where you're not running for your lives anymore?
How does it feel to be here?
It's good.
Yeah, why? Why do you feel good?
I feel good because the environment is okay.
Yeah.
And Sam was really helpful. Sam the guide.
Yeah.
Because he was really like being our liaison and our middle person between that and helping us understand what it was like and where were the new refugees going, where are the people that were already there, how do we make this happen. And so Samuel, if you're watching, thank you.
Thanks very much. Yeah. But one of the most heartbreaking things about that scene is that I don't think any of us really, it's hard to put yourself in a situation that's so foreign to you, because for us, we've never had to start over like that. And so one of the most heartbreaking shots that we found was Sam actually, he got a shot of these 2 kids that were just holding their housing tarp over top of them. And it was this moment where I remember watching that scene for the first time and being like, that's their house. Literally a tarp in their hands is their house now. And the rain's getting ready to come in. You can see the clouds in the distance, and everybody in the camp is just like fighting as fast as they can to build some kind of shelter so that they can be protected from this rainstorm that's coming. And these two kids are just underneath this tarp. And it was this moment where you realize this is all they've got. This is their reality now, is I've got some tent poles and a tarp, and that's my house. It's like, yes, you're at a place of safety, but no, a lot of the things you're coming here for aren't that accessible. The primary school was, 5 kilometers away? I can't remember what the exact distance is, but primary school, the clinic, and the secondary school were all, a long walk away.
We found out that the secondary school is here, but it's 10 kilometers away. There is a clinic, but it is also 10 kilometers away. And there's a primary school. How far is the primary school? Very far.
Very far.
It's far away too. So I think just the reality of this situation and this settlement is beginning to weigh in on like the refugees, and they're starting to realize that there's still.
And I think it's possible. Yes, it is a long ways away, but I think we just figured. I just learned this kind of recently, that Alfred walked 9 miles every day to go to school because he was so devoted. So yes, it's possible, but it's not going to be easy.
Yeah. And that's how Hope School started, was through kind of some of that grit and effort of, we've got to start this ourselves. If it's not accessible, if we care about it enough, we're going to start it ourselves. So I think that was kind of our hope and our desire for the Tikka 4 community was, all right, you want this, let's make it happen. What does that look like to start over and to start building something yourselves?
To go from nothing to something.
Yep.
And like you look around this place and there's like nothing, like there's no opportunity for jobs, there's no market, there's no town close by, like it's literally just huts in the middle of nowhere.